up, guys? We are back for this Friday slate. Have an 8-game slate for tonight. Before we get into anything, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you have not already. Let's try to get 150 likes on this video. After we absolutely crushed the opening day video, all 6 plays went off. Started off with Freeland, who put up 25.8. Then I gave Lauer, who had over 20. All the bats that I gave you guys, all 4 of them went off. Merrifield had 19. 2 stolen bases for him. And then the other 3 guys all went yard. Baez went yard twice. Dickerson went yard. And Chris Davis went yard. So it was a great night on DraftKings. Able to sneak in. Ended up getting off of Merrifield because of the weather concerns. I should have stuck with him. But still able to cash in double-ups and in GPPs on DraftKings. And FanDuel hit a 156.8. I believe that made out in 50-50s. But let's get on to today's slate. If you want to join us, you all know where to go. You can hit the link in the description. So we get DraftKings FanDuel, and then I also do an article every day. So another big important news I have to share is that I finally got monetized on YouTube. This channel finally got monetized. I literally applied February of 2018 for monetization. It took YouTube 13 months. They finally got back to me yesterday. So that's why you're going to start seeing ads on these videos. For the last year, I've been doing these videos for free. I've been getting nothing from YouTube, but now I'll probably get like $5 to $10 per 1,000 views. So it's not much, but it's better than nothing. All right, enough of talking. Let's get on to this picks. Hopefully we can crush them just like we did the opening day's video. I'm going to start it off with Herman Marquez at 9,200. So Marquez was one of my favorite DFS pitchers to target in the second half of last season. He was pitching super well. His last 10 starts, he had just a 2.2 ERA last season. He had 89 strikeouts in just 65 innings. He was K-ing people left and right. He had like a 13 strikeout game, I believe. He had a bunch of 11 strikeout games. So he was just on fire. He's still been pitching pretty solid this spring. The matchup against Miami, their offense is terrible. Marquez should get the W here, so that's an extra 4 points on DraftKings, 6 points on FanDuel if you play him there. I just feel like he's still priced way too cheap. I mean, I'd rather pay for Marquez, who has the same upside as Garrett Cole does, who's $2,000 cheaper. He has 40-point upside, high 30s point upside, and I just love him in the spot. Second pitcher I like is Charlie Morin. Now, this might be kind of a lower-owned play. I think people are going to try to stack Garrett Cole with Marquez or pay up for 2 pitchers today. But I really like Morin here in this spot. He's facing his former team, so he's probably going to be, he's going to be juiced up for this one. He's a very solid pitcher. Last season, he had 203 strikeouts, ERA just 3.24. I feel like he's way too cheap at just 8,700. He has a lot of strikeout upside. Even though the matchup's tough, he was priced at over $11,000 last season. His highest price tag that we can see was $11,500, so we're getting a big discount. Obviously, it's a completely different scenario for him. Now he's on the Rays, but the ballpark is great for pitching, Tropicana Park. He also has that revenge scenario here, so I think at 8,700, he's just a little too cheap. I want to take advantage of him just because I feel like he can get you like high 20s here in this spot, and he's going to be pretty low owned, and he allows you to spend up for bats rather than paying up for Garrett Cole, who is like $2,500 more, so kind of really limits the amount of bats you want, and I really want to pay up for a couple of star bats here. So getting into the offense, I'm going to start it off with Albert Pujols. Now, let's hear me out on this one. He's only $3,400. I like the spot for him just because I feel like he's going to go yard. Marco Estrada is a terrible pitcher, especially against righties. Last season against righties, he gave up a 300 batting average, a .562 slugging percentage. Estrada is just a massive fly ball guy. The park is good for him just because it's very big. But his first start, he already gave up 2 home runs in that Japan series. He gave up 29 home runs last season, 18 of which were to righties. Albert Pujols is a reverse splits hitter. Last season, he hit 259 against righties compared to just 200 against lefties. And he still does have some power. He had a very solid spring. His OPS was over 1,000 in 40 spring appearances. Now, spring doesn't mean much, but he's still been playing pretty well, and I think it's a spot where the Angels' bats are going to go off. So Pujols hitting the heart of the lineup, 3,400 is kind of appealing to me. Next up, I'm going to get Yuli Gurriel. He is only $3,700. He has a great matchup here against Matt Boyd. At 3,700, Gurriel was on fire this spring. He is amazing against lefties. Last season against lefties, he hit .331 with a .519 slugging percentage. If you compare that with his numbers against righties, they are completely different. He only hit .273 against righties, and his slugging percentage was only .390. So it's a really, really good spot for Gurriel, hitting right in the top of the order. At home, the Blue Jays offense really did not do much in the home opener. I feel like they're going to at least score some more runs in this one. 3,700 Gurriel, against, especially looking at his numbers against lefties, he sticks out, especially with that dual eligibility that we have with him. And now we're definitely going to pay off for bats in the outfield. I'm going to go right back to Mike Trout. Disappointed a lot of people in the opener yesterday with just 5 DraftKings points. But the matchup here is extremely well against Marco Estrada, the fly ball guy. Trout had, I think, 2 or 3 home runs against him in 10 appearances for his career. It's just a really, really good spot. You can't ask for a better hitter to go up against a pitcher that just gives up a ton of home runs, and all of the hits are coming in the air. It doesn't strike anybody out either. So Trout's going to put the ball in play. He could have like a 3, 4, 5 hit game, probably 3 or 4 hit game with a bunch of extra base hits. So I definitely want to pay off for Mike Trout. And then I'm going to continue paying out for Chris Davis here. I'm going to go right back to him. Did not disappoint me in the first game. I think it's another spot where he can hit a home run against Matt Harvey. Chris Davis is another guy that hits all the balls, most of his balls in the air. And like I said, in yesterday's video, that he hits really, really good at home. Last season, he hit .270 at home compared to just .228 on the road. Something about playing in Oakland that really gets Chris Davis juiced up. And the matchup here is excellent against Harvey, who was decent last season, but he wasn't great, and he gave up a lot of home runs too. So I really want to target Chris Davis here in another great spot for him to hit a home run. We know Chris Davis always has that ability to get you 2 home runs a game. So those are the picks that I like for tonight. Please like the video if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and good luck tonight.